Hey guys, Curses Worldwide here, and today I'm going to be talking about Energylandia, and more specifically about Hyperion, their Intermain um, hypercoaster that they are opening 2018. So later this year. There isn't a date announced yet, I don't believe, but we're looking by the construction rate around July, August time, hopefully before September. But yeah, if you haven't seen, you'll be seeing footage in the background right now, of course. But this is a massive investment. It is the second tallest roller coaster in Europe at 252.6 feet, um, which is actually really, really tall. Well, I don't know what I'm saying. Well, it is pretty tall. It's of course taller than all the B&M hypers. It's taller than stuff like Shambhala, Silver Star, and it's only second to Red Force at Portaventura, which is the Intermain accelerator, which of course a giga coaster because it's over 3,000 feet. But yeah, let's get into it. Like, first of all, we're gonna go through the layout. It has a nice tall drop actually. It's 84 degrees, and at the bottom it reaches a speed of 88 miles an hour. So 84 degrees, that's almost vertical. I mean, I'm not saying it will feel like you're going vertical, but it will definitely feel quite steep, which is cool. And it's also straight down. It's not like a curve drop like something that you could see on Expedition G-Force where it banks like, wow, it rotates 90 degrees halfway down the drop. Which I'm not sure if I prefer like a straight down drop or if I prefer a curve drop. I mean, it looks to give better air time if it's like not gonna bank, but then you're not thrown halfway through the drop. But yeah, I think it does look to have pretty nice pretty nice airtime filled drop. And now you go into the actual layout. It's got a fast airtime hill. First of all, relatively tall, but it also looks like it actually flies around it. It has quite a tight radius around the crest of the hill, so it's probably going to give some sustained ejector, some pretty decent sustained ejector too, which looks very cool, like one of the best airtime moments on the coaster, and that's saying something. And then you go into the twist and dive, which is, I believe it's a new element for this coaster. It's basically a non-inverting dive loop. So normally when you would invert, you get 90 degrees and kind of invert later on when you're not going to, of course, invert because you're not like on a, you know what I mean. But it also looks it's pretty unique, of course, and it might have sideways airtime. It looks to have, yeah, it probably will have sideways airtime as you bank across at the top because you are, of course, around 90 degrees as you bank down. And then you go into a high-speed Stengo dive, which actually have great ejector, like flying out of your seat. You know, Stengo dives, they always, well, they never fail to provide great ejector, like on something like Goliath or Maverick or Negefskin, which looks like the best one. They're on quite a few Intamin coasters nowadays, and they all look, well, they all are pretty good elements, great for airtime. And then you go into one of the best moments of the ride, an amazing high-speed airtime hump. Like, you absolutely fly over it. It looks crazy. It's also banked a little bit, so you won't just be thrown upwards, you'll be thrown to the side a little bit. Of course, that's going to decrease the airtime a bit, but this hill still looks absolutely insane. It looks crazy. And of course, you're going like almost full speed, so I predict like you're going like 78 miles an hour. At this point, you fly over this tiny little airtime hill, you're going to be going absolutely flying. Yeah, this looks to have some of the best airtime on the ride, and yeah, like it looks amazing. And then you go over what looks to be a decent floater airtime hill. It's yeah, it looks kind of like more tame than the rest of the ride, but I guess kind of catch your breath a bit. And then it also goes into the high speed paramanic wave turn, which, yeah, it looks very nice. Like, it looks fine, looks also really smooth and graceful, but that's kind of more to catch your breath after like the insane first bit that's just happened. And then right after that it goes back right into the layout again, and you go over this looks to be the best airtime in the whole coaster. This absolutely insane airtime hump. Like, absolutely crazy. Like a tiny radius, you're flying at this point. If you're going the same speeds in the POVs, this kind of looks like unsafe airtime. Especially because, like, coasters. Well, on coasters when you have when you have airtime humps, you normally have them quite drawn out, so the airtime is insane. But this is like a tiny radius on a tiny little hump, which looks absolutely incredible. Like, this is gonna send you flying, and a great way to kick off the second half. And then you go into a sideways banked hill, also on the entry to the Cool Helix. The Cool Helix, as I'm calling it now. This looks to give some pretty decent sideways airtime, probably. It kind of doesn't, like, come out, I guess. It doesn't really go to the right as you bank to give you, like, airtime, like an airtime hill on the side. But it still looks to give some quite good airtime. You just, of course, it's going to be thrown to the side, which looks very cool. Then you go into the Helix, the Cool Helix. Pretty speedy, and it also gives some, like, a moment to catch your breath after what just happened. And then you go into an S-bend, which, yet again, yeah, smooth, pretty fast, like, kind of throws you around it, which is quite nice, quite whippy, I guess. And then you go into an airtime hill, which looks good, pretty decent ejector, and then another airtime hill right up into the brakes. Now, this layout is lasting around a minute if it runs as fast as it does in the POV. And, yeah, it certainly looks to be a very good coaster, like, very fast, very relentless, loads of airtime. Like, this coaster's kind of built around airtime and little humps, even though you're going to be travelling really, really fast, which really, like, makes me very hyped to see how this coaster is going to pan out and how it's going to look when it is made. Also, I want to see the forces and see, just see how insane some of these airtime humps can be. And on a warm day, if this thing's flying as fast as it is in the POV, then oh wow, this is going to be absolutely incredible. So yeah, if it is running as fast as it is in the POV, I think this could be the best seal coaster in the world. I mean, besides RMCs, I'm not going to count stuff like Seal Vengeance in this, because honestly, I don't really want to get into that, because it's going to be very tight, and no matter what, somebody's going to be upset. So I'm going to disregard RMCs, just to get less hate than I normally will. I'll still get some hate for saying it's better than some of these other rides, which I'm about to. But if it's running as fast, it looks to have, like, fast ejector humps and more sustained ejector hills than other Intamin steel coasters, such as Skyrush or Expedition GeForce. Like, as you know, those coasters have, like, airtime hills, like, but this seems to have more moments of airtime, and also it has lots of little humps, which those coasters don't have. They kind of have, like, medium-sized sustained ejector hills, which, of course, are absolutely incredible. And you can also count Maverick in with this, actually. Skyrush, Expedition GeForce, and Maverick. They all seem to have, like, relatively, like, middle-sized hills, which gives sustained ejector. Whereas this seems to have, like, insane pops of airtime, and then also the sustained ejector. Tongue twister. But yeah, this coaster seems to have more strong airtime, however, maybe not as sustained. But I'm not really sure, because it does seem to have quite a lot of sustained ejector hills too. So that's basically, I'm going to regard it as on level with them, and maybe better. And then what the other coaster that it's quite comparable to is DC Rivals at Movie World and the Gold Coast in Australia. Of course, this seems to have more airtime moments than DC Rivals does, but maybe not as strong as the airtime on DC Rivals, because of course that has the insane negative 2G backwards non-inverting loop. Like, that looks absolutely incredible. Like, I can't even floor that. It looks to be one of the best, if not the best, airtime moment on any roller coaster in the world, if it lives up to the hype. Like, oh wow, this coaster's got nothing on that. But besides that, the rest of the ride looks to be on par and kind of maybe better than DC Rivals. However, DC Rivals, not many people have ridden it, so yeah, I can't really comment on that one as much. But by the looks of it, it kind of looks to be on par if it runs like it does in the POV. But we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, it looks like a great coaster. Like overall, absolutely fantastic. One of the best coasters in the world, definitely. Maybe the best seal in the world. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. And I honestly can't wait for this coaster to be done because it's gonna. So see it. Well, I've totally forgotten the word I was gonna say. It's totally gonna boost the European coaster market and hopefully boost the competition too. Since Energylandia is really pushing forward and pushing the boundaries in the next few years. Yeah, I really cannot wait for this coaster to be done and hear reviews and see people riding it. And yeah, so that is it for this video. Comment down below what you think. Whether you think Hyperion is the best seal or could be the best seal in the world. And yeah, thank you guys for watching and see you guys later. Bye guys.